All right, breaking news coming in. Court reassembles after lunch. Rajeev Dhawan, who is the counsel for one of the Muslim petitioners, tearing up maps submitted by the opposite camp. Dhawan said that he wanted to throw the paper away, but it was the Chief Justice of India, the CJI Ranjan Gogoi, who had allowed to tear it up. The CJI agrees with Dhawan. That's the big breaking news that is coming in. Court, of course, has reassembled after lunch. The hearing has begun at this point. Remember, 5 p.m. is when the big verdict is going to be coming out on the long pending issue. We've got our reporters joining us for the very latest. First up, we've got Paulami Saha joining us right there from the Supreme Court. We'll be having Paulami join us in just about a bit, but for all the viewers who have tuned in, this is the latest coming in. Court is resembling after lunch. It has reassembled. Rajeev Dhawan, who is the counsel for one of the Muslim petitioners, tearing up the map submitted by the opposite camp. Dhawan has said that he wanted to throw the paper away, but it is the CJI who allowed to tear it up, and the CJI has gone ahead and agreed with Dhawan. So there's a clarification that is coming in as far as this contentious issue is concerned that took place in the Supreme Court. Advocate Dhawan has said that it is viral that I tore up a map in the court. It was done by the order of the court. I said that I wanted to throw it away, but the CJI was the one who said you can tear it up. The CJI ended up agreeing with Dhawan, saying that we agree. We said that you're welcome to tear it up if you want. So that's the latest clarification that is coming in. Breaking the story first here on India Today is Paulami Saha, who's joining us for all the very latest. Paulami, there's a clarification that is coming in from the Supreme Court. If you could walk our viewers through the latest clarification that you've put out.
Well, basically, the clarification that happened in Supreme Court is that Advocate Dhawan raised the point that it is being reported across media, and it has gone viral that he in fact tore up a map in a court, which did happen. But what he says is that I did so with the permission of the court itself. I said that this needs to be put away. The court said, you can of course tear it up if you want, and that is what I did. And the CJI has confirmed that. The CJI on record has said in court that we agree with Mr Dhawan. We told him that you can tear it up if you want. So it wasn't some sort of an impulsive reaction from Mr. Dhawan, Advocate Rajeev Dhawan, who's representing the Muslim parties. Now we're referring to what happened earlier in the morning when the Hindu Mahasabha was arguing and Advocate Vikas Singh was arguing for the Hindu Mahasabha. He wanted to present a map to the court. It was being said that sort of a graphic representation based on documentary evidence as to how exactly this area looks inside and how it was at the time that Lord Ram was born there, and where was Sita ki Rasoi and the Chabutra and other areas, and the disputed area, what it looked like. So a map had been put together, which finds mention in a former IPS officer Kishore Kunal's book as well, which is called Ayodhya Revisited. That map was being submitted by Advocate Vikas Singh, and that map was torn by Advocate Rajeev Dhawan. A very important clarification coming in. Advocate Rajeev Dhawan putting it on record, and it has been agreed upon by the CJI that he did so with permission from the court itself.
Right, Paulami, so, there were dramatic scenes right before this when he tore up that particular map as well. So finally, that particular clarification has come up. But, the arguments will conclude by 5 p.m. today. It's about 2 more hours to go before all the arguments end. What is it that you're picking up in terms of where the tide is turning at this point? Because the resolution, of course, the verdict is going to be on the 18th of November.
Well, as far as the arguments are concerned, we are hearing possibly the concluding set of arguments right now. We're hearing from Advocate Rajeev Dhawan, who is giving a point-by-point rebuttal to all the legal arguments which have been put forward by various counsels for the various representative Hindu parties who have spoken all through today. Advocate Rajeev Dhawan is now speaking in court. 2 of the Hindu parties who had in fact been given an opportunity to speak after the court reassembled for lunch today, representing representing the Hindu Mahasabha and the Jirnodhar Samiti. The Jirnodhar Samiti made some arguments orally and then said we're putting the rest of it down in written submissions. The Hindu Mahasabha, which was being also represented by Advocate H.S. Jain, he said that I'm not going to take up any time of the court. I am making my written submissions over here. I'm not going to make any oral arguments. So that saved some amount of time. So hence, the third petitioner in this matter, Rajeev Dhawan, is already arguing in a court right now. So he's making a point-by-point rebuttal. For instance, he is questioning as to who are these various counsels who seem to be representing the Hindu Mahasabha. Have they made it clear to the court that the Hindu Mahasabha split a long time ago? And if so, which Mahasabha are they representing? So that is something that he is in fact challenging and questioning, and he's speaking of various arguments which have been made by those who represented the Hindu Mahasabha, allegedly different factions of the Hindu Mahasabha in court. He is in fact arguing against them. He also argues about access to property. Now, possession, maintenance of property is something which was challenged by some of the counsels earlier in the afternoon before the court, dispersed for lunch. He's saying we also want easementary rights to access to property. What is the definition of waqf? Why is an argument being advanced regarding a mutwali? Remember, just before the court, in fact, dispersed for lunch, the Shia Waqf Board lawyer made a representation, and he said it is not the Sunni Waqf Board, but the Shia Waqf Board that has ownership and should have ownership of this land because they represent the mutwali. So that is being countered by Rajeev Dhawan, who is representing the UP Sunni Central Waqf Board in this case.
All right.
He, of course, is saying the mutwali is appointed by the Waqf Board. Now we address the argument about Sanand and register of documents. So he's gone into point-by-point rebuttal, Chaiti, of every argument which has been made by every representative counsel since this morning.
I'm going to come back to you for that point-by-point rebuttal, the details of which Paulami Saha is bringing us live right there from the Supreme Court. So high drama right there in the Supreme Court, but the breaking news coming in right now is the clarification that is coming in from the Supreme Court, where Advocate Dhawan has said the CJI told me I can tear down those papers, and the CJI has agreed to it as well. The final hearing in the crucial Ayodhya dispute case is underway at this point of time as we speak, as CJI Ranjan Gogoi has made it clear that all the parties need to complete their arguments by 5 p.m. We've got 2 more hours to go before all the arguments conclude. Amidst the hearing, there was high drama, as we have been reporting in the Supreme Court, as Muslim side counsel Rajeev Dhawan tore up the documents presented as proof that Lord Ram's birthplace is at the disputed site. The Hindu Mahasabha lawyer Vikas Singh presented a book which was published in the year 2016, which has a map showing Lord Ram's birthplace. The Muslim side's objection is that the court cannot admit any new document on the last day of hearing. In fact, we're getting a whole host of reactions that are coming in right there. Let's take a look at those and then we'll go back to our reporters for the very latest.
जो नक्शा ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा बनाया गया था अयोध्या जी में राम जन्मभूमि के स्थान को दर्शाते हुए, उस राम जन्मभूमि के स्थान को दर्शाते हुए जो नक्शा था उस पर कहीं भी बाबरी मस्जिद का जिक्र नहीं है। जब उस नक्शे को दिया गया उसकी एक कॉपी कोर्ट
का नक्शा है कौन से साल?
ये नक्शा है 1858-60 में बनाई गई थी, उस वक्त का नक्शा है। जब उस नक्शे को पेश किया गया और उसकी कॉपी राजीव धवन साहब जो सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड के अधिवक्ता हैं उनको दी गई, उन्होंने उस डॉक्यूमेंट का विरोध किया कि यह कोर्ट के रिकॉर्ड का पार्ट नहीं है। जब हम लोगों ने बताया कि कोर्ट का रिकॉर्ड का पार्ट है और आप इसको एग्जामिन कर सकते हैं, उन्होंने गुस्से में उस नक्शे को टुकड़ों में फाड़ दिया, यह कहते हुए कि हम इसको नहीं मानते।
Nirmohi Akhada is the undisputed Shabiat of the deity, and for the deity has always fought and filed cases whenever required to protect the interests of the deity. So what our counsel said in court was that as the Shabiats, possession can only come to the Nirmohi Akhada, nobody else. The so-called next friend is a self-proclaimed next friend. Anybody can go and claim to be the next friend, but in the presence of a Shabiat, against which nobody has made any averment of any kind of malpractice of any kind, no other person has the right to file suit on behalf of the deity.
Sathik, if you can just explain to us what exactly is this map that was submitted by the Mahasabha?
In this map, we have tried to demonstrate that the disputed site is the exact location of the birthplace of Lord Ram through evidences, through material which is available on record, as well as through various books of travelogues. The first is a report of Sayyid Muhammad dated 30th November 1858, who mentions about that previously there had been puja at this particular site for centuries. Then there's a testimony of Joseph Tiefenthaler, which describes the Bedi which is inside that disputed structure. Then the plan of Ayodhya by Buchanan. Ayodhya Mahatma, Hans Baker, in his book Ayodhya, published in 1986, has given the reference of Sita Rasoi and Sita Coop, and the birthplace being in between these two, Sita Rasoi and Sita Coop.
So this is the map that was created by Mr. Kishore Kunal.
Sure, Kinal. Yes.
So what was the response of the Supreme Court on this particular map?
The Supreme Court actually accepted the map on record. Although Mr. Rajeev Dhawan tried to, he tore the map, but that was an unfortunate incident. It should not have happened in the Supreme Court.
And has the court agreed to take Mr. Kunal's book on record?
Kunal's book, our submissions as well as the map have been taken on record.
All right, fireworks over that Ayodhya map in Supreme Court right there. I've got my colleagues Paulami Saha joining us from the Supreme Court for all the very latest in terms of all the drama that is taking place in the Supreme Court. And Ankit Tyagi joins us from Ayodhya for the very latest. Ankit, what are you picking up in terms of the sentiment on ground as well from the saints sincere as you are right there at Ayodhya? 2 more hours to go before all the arguments conclude at this point of time.
It's an anxious wait, Chaiti. In fact, all the saints and seers and people of Ayodhya, it's loaded with emotions and, of course, the belief that Lord Ram, for the Hindus, in fact, was born here. So for that, they are hoping that the decision will come in their favor. And there is, a spring to say in the feet as far as the saints and seers are concerned, because they believe that very soon a decision is going to come in their favor. But largely, if you look at it, it's this division between two. One is the astha, the belief, and the other is, of course, the title suit, the facts and evidence which are being argued in the Supreme Court. But largely what the people have been saying here is that they would want the conclusion. They are very happy that today at 5 p.m. the final hearing is going to end, and they believe that very soon there will be a conclusion to this entire decade-long running drama. What I've also been picking up from the people, they are fed up. They also believe that this has put Ayodhya in a way in a time warp where largely development has not taken place. The only thing which is spoken about Ayodhya is the Ram Temple dispute, and they also claim that it is being politically misused by various political parties. So they want an end to this dispute with the decision of the Supreme Court, and they're then hoping that whatever the court decides will be acceptable by all parties.
All right, so that's the on-ground sentiment that is coming in from Ayodhya. Ankit Tyagi getting us all those ground reactions right there from Ayodhya. My colleague Paulami Saha is standing by at the Supreme Court. Paulami, what's the latest that is taking place in the Supreme Court? Of course, after that high drama, we had that clarification that came out from the Supreme Court as well. What's the latest that you're picking up? You were also talking to us earlier about that point-by-point rebuttal, and we had to interrupt you right there, so continue.
That's right. Advocate Rajeev Dhawan, who is, of course, arguing on behalf of the Muslim party, specifically the UP Sunni Central Waqf Board, is, in fact, making his case right now. Some lengthy arguments which are being made. One of the points that he makes is there is no proof, he says, that there was a Hindu temple. Even assuming that there was a Vikram-era temple, I would acquire rights under adverse possession. Commissioner in 1886 specifically decided that Hindus have no legal title. They have a prescriptive right of access. They said that we have to prove that we had right. They say that we did not appeal the decision of the district magistrate in 1885, but we went to the commissioner. The commissioner's decision of 1886 is clearly in our favor. Now, this is the question of a grant which is being made earlier and possession which was being questioned by the Hindu parties. They were constantly questioning that the Muslim parties are unable to specifically demonstrate ownership of the land. They're constantly talking about grant which was given to them, but it was given to them at a time when the Board of Control, which was authorized to make that grant, had been abolished by a Government of India Act. So clearly there is nothing beyond the grant in terms of a point that they can make, and that is that point of possession which they were questioning. That is the point of possession which Advocate Rajeev Dhawan is, of course, clarifying, saying the commissioner in 1886 specifically decided that the Hindus have no legal title. They have a prescriptive right of access. They said that we have to prove that we had the right. They say we did not appeal the decision of the district magistrate in 1885,
yes,
but we went to the commissioner, and the commissioner's decision of 1886 1886 is clearly in our favor.
Yes.
So Rajeev Dhawan citing that the Commissioner's decision of 1886
Yes.
granted us the right of property of area on which this disputed structure stands, and I'm not talking about piecemeal, access areas, access of right, access of possession. I'm talking about the entire structure is what Rajeev Dhawan has been saying in court.
All right, continue to stay with us right there. Paulami Saha live from Supreme Court, Ankit Tyagi live from Ayodhya, bringing us all the very latest updates right there. High drama erupted over the alleged Ram birthplace proof in a book called Ayodhya Revisited by Kishore Kunal. Muslim sides counsel Rajeev Dhawan tore up the map, which is an alleged proof of Lord Ram's birthplace at the disputed site. The book, written by Kishore Kunal, was presented by the Hindu Mahasabha lawyer Vikas Singh. The book not only has a map as an evidence of Lord Ram's birthplace, but it also claims that Mughal Emperor Babur was a liberal leader and he never demolished Ram Mandir to build Babri Masjid. Instead, the temple was destroyed in the year 1660, that is in the Aurangzeb era. The book also claims that the structure which was demolished in 1992 was not Babri Masjid.
In my book, I have exposed all the forged documents submitted by 90% documents submitted by adherents of mosque, and 10% also which were not genuine books presented by the Hindu side also. So my book is a very objective study of the whole Ayodhya issue. That is the symbol of defeat. They knew that once this map is shown, because that is not based on faith, that is not based on imagination, that is based on 5 incontrovertible evidences. So they were knowing that if it is accepted, or even if it is seen by the honorable judges, their case will.
And as the arguments on Ayodhya case will finish this evening at 5 p.m, what is going to be happening next? That is what is left everyone wondering. The Supreme Court is going to be hearing molding of relief on 17th October if the petitioner's demand or claim is not met today. After that, the Chief Justice of India will be taking 4 more weeks' time to pronounce the final verdict in this long pending issue. It will likely come up on the 17th of November, on a day when the current CJI Ranjan Gogoi retires. But if the court comes to no conclusion, India's oldest dispute case will be transferred to the new bench. Let's in fact take a look at a whole host of reactions coming in from the litigants of Hindu and Muslim sides.
How can I comment upon their arguments? They have submitted whatever is available to them. Now, naturally, they cannot go beyond the pleadings and evidence.
Sir, but with regard to the controversy about Zafar Farooqi of the UP Sunni Central Waqf Board, is he withdrawing the petition?
He is in the media. We don't know, because he has not communicated any such thing to us. Okay. So we can say nothing about it.
Sir, but is he in Supreme Court today? Is he going to be saying anything?
I don't know. I have not seen him in Supreme Court. He has not informed us.
But sir, information is coming that he is written to the mediation panel.
This is your information. I don't know anything about it. You may be having this information. We don't have any information.
But sir, can he unilaterally withdraw this petition in this manner?
If any application is moved for withdrawal, then it cannot be accepted without consent of other parties, and we are not prepared to withdraw. Therefore, there is no question of any application being accepted.
But the kind of mediation that we saw in the last few months, do you think that there can be a solution?
In any mediation during the last few months, we had said in the very beginning that we are not going to participate in any mediation.
So did the Waqf Board not participate in the mediation?
I don't know. He must have given. Yes.
Jilani sir, what exactly have you been informed about anything with regard to the decision of the chairman?
I have not been informed about anything.
कि कोर्ट में जो कुछ भी सबूत पेश किए गए हैं उसी के आधार पर कोर्ट अपना फैसला दे, और हम फैसला सुनने के लिए हिंदू और मुसलमान और पक्षकार सारे लोग चाह रहे हैं कोर्ट इसका फैसला सुनावे, ये मसला हिंदुस्तान में खत्म हो। ये देश का एक बहुत अहम फैसला है।
नहीं, मीडिएशन के ऑप्शन की बात ही नहीं आती, क्योंकि मीडिएशन के जितने रास्ते थे वो बंद हो चुके हैं और तभी इस मामले में फाइनल हियरिंग चालू हुई है। और मीडिएशन अगर होना होता तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट की जो 40 डेज की हियरिंग हुई है ये फ्यूटाइल एक्सरसाइज हो जाती। तो हियरिंग स्टार्ट ही हुई है इसी क्वेश्चन पे कि मीडिएशन नहीं हो सकता। कि आज इस मामले में हियरिंग कंक्लूड हो जाएगी और 5 बजे के बाद कोर्ट इस मामले में अपना जजमेंट रिजर्व कर सकती है।
निश्चित है कि रामलला टकसाल पट्टी से हट करके भव्य मंदिर विराजमान होंगे। जिस युग में रामलला राजा यहाँ के थे, जो दृश्य उस समय था वही समय आएगा और वही समय का कल्पना करते हुए लोग रामलला का दर्शन करेंगे।
जो 5 न्यायाधीश हैं वो न्याय के काम करेंगे और इस देश में न्याय के काम होना भी चाहिए। विश्वास है कि राम मंदिर बनेगा।
जन्मभूमि बदल के दूसरा ले सकते हैं।
यह जो चीज नहीं है, राम जन्मभूमि बदल करके या वो बदल करके उन्हें
ले लें,
वह जमीन नहीं तो राम जन्मभूमि तो राम जन्मभूमि रहेगा। दूर लेने देने के क्या सवाल है? देखिए, जो अस्थायी वस्तु है उसको अनस्थायी नहीं किया जा सकता है। संपत्ति तभी मिलेगा कि जब आपके नाम से दर्ज हो। ऐसे नहीं कि किसी के संपत्ति पर तू झगड़ा 10,000 वर्ष करते हो तो तरह की संपत्ति मिल जाएगा।
निश्चित रूप से हमें एक आशा और विश्वास है कि ये निर्णय जो आएगा वो देश के एकता और अखंडता के लिए मील का पत्थर साबित होगा। जो भी मुस्लिम पक्षकार हैं, मुस्लिम भाई हैं हमारे, उनको भी हम साथ लेके इसमें चलेंगे और निर्णय होगा। हमें जो भी निर्णय आएगा हम स्वीकार करेंगे उसे।
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.